Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. Good morning. Black power. So, I was thinking as I was driving to work this Monday morning, back out to Oakland. So happy to go back. But this morning was pretty solemn for me for a few reasons. But, so I was watching the video that I posted on DMX the other day. And there was something that I noticed in that video about DMX. And I was listening to his struggles in life. And as I was feeling what he was going through, having no father, what he perceived as a young child as a horrible mother, minus of course the beatings was horrible, but I mean the abandonment, what he thought was abandonment, and many other things, you know, that he thought that he added on top of some of the stuff. So anyway, but what I realized when watching that DMX clip, because I made my son watch it. For some reason, he was upset, but that's neither here nor there. But I watched the DMX thing. And one thing I noticed is that his wife stayed with him. DMX's wife stayed with him when he cussed her out, when he slept around behind her back, when he, and she said the moment that broke her is when he had a child by another woman, because no matter what he said, she understood the pain he had gone through, his history, and all those things. And then when he had a child with another woman, that's what broke the camel's back. Okay, here's my thing. So I talked to my son. I let my son watch the DMX clip. And I talked to my son and I told him, I said, the situation that I've been in previously with my husband, so here's the difference between me and me and her for sure, DMX's wife. I'm not going to stay in a toxic situation. If I give you if I as a woman, this is just how I see it, okay? This is just how I see it. Not all women are going to think like me, and we know that. Most women don't think like me. However, I'm not going to stay in a toxic situation with a man that's cussing me out, sleeping with other people, but comes back and says they're sorry, does all these things, and just because I know you had a hard time in life, I'm supposed to take that and deal with it and hold you down? I don't agree with that. I do not agree with women holding toxic men down. So, if you have a troubled past, whether it's trauma from a marriage, trauma from your childhood, or being incarcerated, right? That comes with some trauma, right? That comes with some things that women have to understand, and they need to, have some gentleness with, and need to have some understanding and some patience with. And I get that part. I get that part. Gentleness, patience, understanding, not a lot of, I get that. But if you keep making mistakes over and over and over, at some point, bruh, your behaviors are superseding your trauma. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your behaviors are superseding your trauma. Which means that as I can be patient and understanding with your trauma, I can't be super patient and understanding with the behaviors that come from that trauma if you don't make any changes to stop the behaviors. Right? So it's not as simple as like hey, yo, I had a rough life growing up, so I'm sorry, I don't know how to talk to you like I should. Okay, cool, I get that. I get that. What I'm saying is, you need help. You need to figure out how to do that. No woman should have to sit through your trauma, and vice versa. If the woman has gone through trauma, if the woman has had a horrible relationship in her marriage, and she is all this baggage and she can't seem to get rid of it, or she needs help. The woman needs help. Both individuals need help to try to figure out where they're going in life before you get in with somebody else. You need to fix your own mess, yo. You need to fix your own mess. And nobody's saying you got to be perfect. Everybody's got baggage, trauma, and all of that, right? We know that. Everybody's got trauma. I'm saying that you can't keep making mistakes and then think somebody's going to hold you down through all of your repeated problems and behaviors. It doesn't work like that. That's not holding somebody down. That's you putting your elbow on their neck and then saying, just deal with it. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. So if you keep having problems and you keep putting behaviors forward, whether it's a man or a woman, right? So if she's constantly giving you problems and you know, just making your life horrible, you gotta bounce. You gotta go. Same with the guy. If he's constantly seem like he's giving you trauma and drama, and then it's like if somebody puts their elbow on your neck, right? They put their and then say, but just deal with the elbow on your neck because of the trauma I've been through. No. You need to do something about your elbow, or I'm gonna have to remove the whole arm. That's how that goes. No grown person is going to allow you to keep your trauma, which is your elbow, on their neck. Why would I do that? So I'm watching this DMX video, and I'm looking at the wife. Alhamdulillah, I bless her, and may she receive all the blessings in the world for sticking through that with that man and being there for him through his roughest times and all the way through. Alhamdulillah, I'm serious. I think it's a blessing for any person to do that. I'm telling you, as a grown adult, I'm not willing to do that. Yeah. And I don't think anybody should have to. I don't think anybody should have to pick up the next person's drama and trauma. It's that person's responsibility to figure that stuff out, clean out your baggage, right? Find your own happiness and not expect it in that other person. You should not expect somebody else to make you happy. You can't expect somebody else to be there through your healing as you keep making mistakes. I can understand being through somebody's, being there for somebody as they heal. That's one thing. That's one thing. To be available as someone heals, that's patience, kindness, love. I get that. I'm talking about the person who continues to make mistakes over and over and over and over, and they just don't seem to get it. Again, I'm referencing the DMX video clip. Okay? I don't think that being in a toxic relationship is the way to go. I think putting that elbow on somebody's neck should not be expected, that they should have to go through that. Most people's idea of holding somebody down is very different from my idea of holding somebody down. To me, holding someone down means I understand what you've been through. I understand you want to change. And I understand you want somebody to be there for you and support you through that change. As you grow, as you increase. I'll hold you down. Right? I get that. But we're talking relationship-wise, not anything else. We're not talking about financial or nothing else. I'm just talking about relationship-wise as you grow. Right? I get that. But if that woman or that man keeps making the same mistakes, keeps having you involved in their family business, keeps having mom all up in your business, keeps putting all your stuff out there, keeps putting all your relationship problems on social media, start not taking care of the kids right, not being there for you, always out late at night, rolling with their friends, got too many other gender friends going on, too much other stuff going on, then I don't see why any man should be expected to stay with a woman in that situation, or why a woman should be expected to stay with a man in that situation. Love, I'm sorry, I don't know about y'all, but I do not see, nor do I believe in unconditional love. I do not. I think everything in life has conditions. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think everything in life has conditions. So when people say, oh, I'm looking for that unconditional love, it doesn't exist in my world. You know? So in my world, it's like, you know, everybody has a part to play. Because if that woman turns around, slaps you in the face, are you going to unconditionally love her back to the bedroom? No, you're not. If she's constantly talking bad about you, she hasn't done anything to you, not messed with your money, nothing, but talking bad about you horribly to all her friends over and over and over, you going to unconditionally love her? I wouldn't. Somebody hurting you on purpose, but because you made a commitment to them to love them forever, you just going to stay and deal with it? Stay and deal with toxic behavior? Because I told you at one point when you were the person I wanted you to be, when you promised this is who you would be, but you failed you reneged, as we say, you reneged on me, and now you want me to unconditionally love you through your ugly, through your trauma? No. So that's my take on the DMX video. I really loved it. My heart went out to X and his family and his kids. But what I did was I removed my son and my children from a toxic marriage once I saw that he was toxic for me. To me, that's love. To me, that's unconditional love. For my children, I had to look at what they were being exposed to. So as much as it kills me, right? As much as it can kill me to make a decision, I have to really look at what's best. Right? So my message is, toxicity is not a reason to stay. It's not, if the person can get counseling, alhamdulillah, they get counseling. Okay, great. If they want to work with you, sit down with a spiritual leader, great. All those things are wonderful. And may that work. If it doesn't work, and you're a couple years later into this, I'm not saying you leave in 6 months. You're a couple years later into it. No. That's not healthy, because now you've made an imprint on your children, and the toxic behavior your children will have to now tear off of their bodies, and the baggage that your kids from having been exposed to this will now have to tear off of their bodies. So for the sake of this unconditional love for this toxic person that kept making the poor decisions over and over and over, you didn't show the example of what it means to be a strong individual to the children who you want to be better than you, right? That's our whole job. You want the children to be better than you are. So, anyway, that's all I have for this morning. It was just my reflection on the DMX video. Have a blessed day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings.